The Royal Rumble this year was quite the interesting show. We had some good, we had some bad, we had some great, and we had some downright ugly. But now, the main event for WrestleMania 40 is all but set. We had a lot of questions going into this event, going into WrestleMania season. Will it be The Rock? Will it be Cody Rhodes? Will Roman Reigns even be champion come WrestleMania? But now we have our answer. A lot of things went down on this show, so let's get right into it. Let's begin by talking about what was by far the match of the night, the Women's Royal Rumble match. This may have been the greatest Women's Royal Rumble match of all time, if not one of the greatest Rumble matches period ever. Now, the biggest complaint I have about this match is that during a lot of the entrances, we had no idea who it was that's coming out, because the music for WWE these days, it's so bad, it's so generic. We can't tell who is who. Like, there's nothing unique about any of these songs. I swear, for at least 15 to 20 people, I just had no idea who it was coming out next. And there were a few rough spots. Some things look a little botchy, but overall, despite all of that, this was my match of the night, and I still think it was an excellent match. Naomi returned at number 2. You can tell she was very emotional. She even lasted over an hour. I believe she lasted an hour and 2 minutes, which is one more minute than the record before, which was set last year by Rhea Ripley. We had a Forbidden Door moment with TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace coming out at number 5. She put on a great performance lasting nearly 20 minutes. They made her look strong. She had a good little spot with Ivy Nile where they were pretty much testing who's the stronger woman. They implemented a little bit of comedy in this match, with Chelsea Green getting wrecked by Piper Niven and Nia Jax over and over again. Kairi Sane had a little cool moment when she was holding on to the LED screen, trying to save herself. This looked like it could have been a botch. I think it wasn't. I thought it was at first, but when I saw Asuka get eliminated right after, that kind of made me know that it wasn't a botch. But maybe it still was, I don't know. But a bunch of creative memes came from this moment. Zelina Vega came out in some pretty cool looking gear that she's been teasing for the past week. And within a minute, we have two of the funniest moments of the night when the 24th entrant came out. And it was Valhalla, and Michael Cole lost his freaking mind.
Yes! Yes! Valhalla's wearing the antlers!
And before she even gets to the ring, R-Truth's music plays. He runs out, he gets in the ring, looks around and looks confused, saying, "Where are all the men at?" And then Adam Pearce tries to stop Truth, which led to this funny video.
What happened to that, man? You told me last night, what did you say?
What do you mean what did I say last night? I didn't say go out there in the Women's Royal Rumble.
And what happened to your hair?
That was Nick.
Mysterio?
I need a drink.
It's too early for that.
Jade Cargill makes her WWE in-ring debut, and they made her look like a star. This was amazing. Her presentation, she just has an aura to her. She is going to have a big WrestleMania match, maybe even against Bianca, or maybe teaming up with Bianca. They stared each other down, they locked eyes. It even seemed like they were trying to one-up each other during the match. And most impressively, Jade lifted up Nia Jax and tossed her over the top rope with ease. This right here is how you make a strong first impression. She even eliminated Becky Lynch too. And at number 30 was the returning Liv Morgan, which to my surprise, people were complaining about. I don't think it was because it was Liv. I think it's like the Rey Mysterio thing from 2014, where people were upset that it wasn't somebody else like Sasha Banks or AJ Lee. But I don't know, people are just going to complain about anything. Liv was a great choice for number 30, and we had the final three: Liv Morgan, Jade Cargill, and Bayley. The match ends with all three women on the apron. Liv hits an Oblivion on Jade, and Bayley kicks her off the apron and wins the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match. Bayley finally got her moment. She deserves this win. And earlier I mentioned that Naomi broke Rhea Ripley's record. Well, Bayley broke that record at 1 hour and 3 minutes. She lasted just one more minute than Naomi, which gives her the all-time record. And now she is heading to a World Women's title match at WrestleMania. the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship. What do I say about this match? It wasn't a bad match. It was fine. I even think it was more on the good side, but like, that one thing just killed it, and we all know what that one thing is. I'll get to that in a... There's some cool spots in this match, like the part where Randy Orton went on an RKO rampage, RKOing everybody. We got this really cool Superman punch to an RKO counter. Everybody was getting their finishers in on Roman Reigns, but then we got that disgusting moment. The big fat man in the hoodie had to come out and ruin everything again. Solo Sikoa, I think it was after an RKO, Roman looked like he was not going to kick out, and Solo pulls the referee out of the ring, and then we get Solo interference for the next couple of minutes, and it was just so unnecessary because the last few minutes of the match were pretty much clean anyway. Besides that part where the referee got pulled, Roman basically won this match clean. It was not necessary to do this. Solo just needs to just F off, please. Triple H, please stop booking Solo to interfere, please. But I'm off that. But what was cool about this match was throughout this build-up, they teased that Roman was going to stack all the opponents and pin them, but Roman was the one who got stacked. After AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm on him, he falls into the stack. 1, 2, and everybody kicks out. And even the ending to this match was pretty creative when Roman Reigns pushes LA Knight into the ropes and AJ Styles was on the ropes. He looked like he was about to do a phenomenal forearm or something, and he falls off the rope. It was just perfect timing. Roman then hits AJ with the spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman retains. Obvious win, but you know, hey, what can you say? Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I just got to say, I'm going to give Logan Paul his credit. He's got to be one of, if not the best, celebrity wrestlers of all time. It's just crazy how fast he developed. He understands his character, but certain spots in this match that stood out. For one, when Logan Paul was on the top rope talking to commentary, and that someone, I forgot, maybe Corey Graves said that Logan Paul couldn't hit a superplex, and then he talks his mess, and then he doesn't hit it. Kevin Owens counters, and eventually one of Logan's friends or something, I don't know who this guy is, but he tries to cause a distraction, and while he does that, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller come out. They hand Logan Paul the brass knuckles. Kevin Owens notices it. He takes it from Logan. The referee is still distracted. Kevin Owens hits Logan Paul with the knuckles. 1, 2, and the referee sees the brass knuckles in Kevin Owens' hands and calls for a DQ. This is my new favorite DQ ending of all time. I'm not a fan of DQ endings, but like, if you do something creative and somewhat funny like this, I'm all for it. And the referee's face was pretty funny in this. So then Kevin Owens, in a pit of rage, attacks Logan Paul after the match. And I think that they're going to have another match, maybe at the Chamber. But yeah, pretty good match. And then we get our main event, the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Jey Uso at number 1 and Jimmy Uso at number 2. They stared each other down. This was a great way to start the match. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to build their WrestleMania storyline, especially with both men on separate brands. But I guess the brand split doesn't really exist anymore these days. People just show up anyway, so who knows. Andrade returns. He has new music. He looks great. And the best spot in this match for him was when Santos Escobar tried to team up with him, and Andrade said, I ain't feeling it, man. I think that maybe he would join the LWO because of his association in the past with Zelina Vega. We had a couple of comedic spots in this match too, the funniest being R-Truth coming out at 24 again, which is the spot he was supposed to be in, and he confuses the Royal Rumble match with a tag team match. He's on an apron and calls for a hot tag. He does the 5 moves of doom. He saves Dom from being eliminated a few times too. The other spot was with Pat McAfee, and this kind of felt useless because he just did nothing. He stood in the ring for about 39 seconds. He sees how big Omos is. He jumps over the top rope and eliminates himself. That spot was like, that was a wasted entry. I think that people speculated that may have been the spot for Brock Lesnar, But what was reported was that Braun Breaker was the one who took Brock Lesnar's spot. He got all of Brock's eliminations and was even eliminated by the person who was going to take out Brock, which was Dominic. There's no way that Dominic was going to eliminate Brock, but that maybe would have been a funny moment if that did happen. There weren't too many surprise entrants in this match. Sami Zayn came back at number 30, making his return. But after this, the ending of this match felt kind of flat. The match to this point wasn't the best either. It was decent, it was okay, maybe good. But the ending, oh my god, the crowd was so dead. Which is really weird because of who the final 4 men were. It was exactly who it should have been. Drew, Gunther, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes. And then it came down to the final 2 competitors, which is exactly who that should have been, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And the crowd was a little bit too quiet for this part, but also eventually I agreed with the crowd because they tried so hard to recreate the 2007 Royal Rumble match. At the end, that mini match with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes just don't have that ring chemistry built up. CM Punk was being pretty much carried by Cody Rhodes, and this hurts for me to say as a CM Punk fan. He is my top 3 favorite, but he just looked kind of rusty. Maybe he'll get better over time in a WWE ring. He'll get used to it more, but this ending just wasn't it. It didn't hit. They said it was going to hit like crack. Well, it certainly didn't hit like crack. And this part really killed me when CM Punk made it completely obvious that he was not going to win, when he said that I didn't wait 10 years to lose to Dusty Sun. At that moment, I just knew he was going to lose. That even felt like a tease of heel Punk. But after that, Cody Rhodes throws CM Punk over the ropes, and we have our 2024 Royal Rumble winner. For the first time in over 25 years, back-to-back Royal Rumble winners, Cody Rhodes. He points at the sign, the pyro goes off, and then he points at Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes will finally finish the story. Maybe. My final thoughts on this show is that the match of the night, like I said, was the Women's Royal Rumble match. They put on a banger. The low point of the night is just the fact that Solo interfered. It's not the match itself. The match was fine, but having Solo involved just killed my mood. It probably killed the crowd too, because it was at that point where the crowd just never regained their energy. The absolute highlight of the show is Jade Cargill's performance. The way that they presented her, I loved it. And another cool thing that I noticed throughout the show was how they really kept their word of having WWE product feel like sport-based realism, and having things like this cool transition between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, and how they had several wrestlers shown backstage preparing for their match or walking backstage. It's those little things that make the show just feel more special, more realistic. And another thing I noticed is that during both Royal Rumble matches, there were just so many more Raw competitors, which tells me that the SmackDown roster needs a little shakeup. It's really thin over there. Look at this list. Look at all of that red. There's barely any blue. SmackDown really needs a roster shakeup. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think of this show. Comment down below with your opinions on what was good, what was bad. Did Solo piss you off too? And whatever else you guys took away from a 2024 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow my social media accounts below. And you guys stay smooth.